Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you give your child with autism drugs? Or if you have autism, do you take prescription drugs to mitigate your emotions? Well, I have in my hand right here a prescription for Weston, and it's for Risperdal. And it was dated 2/1/13, which now is 7 months or so behind us, 6, 7 months. And it was the day before Weston's birthday, day before his 15th birthday. So this was the last day of his 14th year. And we went and we seen my home naturopathic doctor. As you know, I have hepatitis C, which is another challenge. Sometimes I feel like Job, although I think even Job had it worse than me. But anyway, so I go in and me and my wife go in the doctor and we take a video of Weston. Not one of the videos that I post on YouTube, but one that I don't post on YouTube because it was one of him having one of his severe blowouts. And we asked the doctor what he thought, and he says, well, if I don't put him on something, I'm going to have to put you on something. And he wrote out this prescription. Well, lo and behold, here, I'll start this out so you can have something cool to watch. Look at that handsome guy. A kid's my life, man. My daughter's my life. And I'd do anything for my son. I didn't want him to be in distress. But here's the thing. Something happens at puberty. Something wonderful happens at puberty. Yeah, you get the pubic hair and the underarm hair, and then you got to start shaving and you get body odor. But you don't know what to expect at puberty. Now, we all go through puberty. All of us go through puberty in different ways. And we never really know when we're going through it what it's going to be like and what the end result is, other than being attracted to the opposite sex a little bit more and a few of the other things that go on. But when your child hits puberty, do they get behaviorally worse or behaviorally better? That is the question. And I have some good news. Good news. Now let me back up just a little bit. Today I seen a good friend of mine. Her name's Angie, and Angie runs an autism school that is for very, very severe kids, and she has a kid that's Weston's age. For some reason, there is a ton of kids in my city that are 14 to 16. Oh my gosh. I'll put this under here. That have autism. And they all hit puberty, you know, right at the same time. They were all born 98, 99, 2000. And we all say the same thing, that once an autistic child eases into puberty, they change. They're no longer a 3-year-old in a, 12-year-old body. They're a mature teenager with severe autism. Now, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but what I'm saying is, don't give up. Weston, when he was 1, 2, 3 years old, was in so much suffering and turmoil. And even 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, he was in so much turmoil. But something happens when the hormones start really maturing. And this kid has now been a part of this world for 14 years. I mean, look at this happy kid. He is this happy all the time. Maybe I'm going to have to be the one that takes Risperdal. You know, sometimes my worst thought is what happens to him when Dad's no longer here. Because he's not going to understand. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. to a lot of these kids that their parents have given their lives to make these kids all they can be. They're going to get in the state system, like in Texas, where 80% of kids, not just autistic kids, but 80% of children are on psychotropic drugs. Now, am I saying that drugs, Risperdal, is bad for everybody at all times? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you really need to weigh the positives and the negatives, and you need to really pray about it. Because I didn't know if this was the right thing for Weston. We got right here. I got it right here on my desk. We came that close to putting Weston on psychotropic drugs, making him a zombie. You know what Risperdal does? Increases your body weight by about 35%, alters your brain, makes you a kind of a zombie, from what I've seen with kids with autism. So you really need to weigh the pros and the cons when giving an autistic person drugs. Because you got to remember, autism isn't a mental affliction. It's not a disease. It is a condition. And many times these conditions cannot be corrected with drugs. If it was a chemical imbalance or something like that, yeah, maybe. But not with Weston. So just remember, autism with puberty most of the time has a positive result. Just look, you can see it's starting to get a mustache. Now that worries me. What are we going to do when he needs to shave? It's hard enough to brush his teeth. But guys, I tell you what, these kids that are in your life, these people that are in your life that have handicaps are put there for a reason. And that reason, you may not understand it, but if you hang around long enough and you embrace it, you will. I want to thank you for watching my videos. Please go ahead and share Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Share this kid's journey. Share Weston's journey. Share Emily's journey. Because you don't see this very often. Real life, real autism in today's world. You read books and you read one person and you see this and you can't formulate an opinion off one situation. You have to do your research. 90% of parents that have autistic kids end in divorce. Look at that kid right there. Look at that kid. Now, I remember seeing that kid in the back. He goes to where my daughter goes to summer school. Can you imagine what that mom goes through? You know, we all have our crosses to bear in life. And all we're trying to do, guys, is get to the other side. And sometimes we have a little bit more on our plate than other people do. So anyway, don't give up. Keep the faith. Thanks for watching my videos. I know I haven't been doing a whole lot lately. So that's it. Adios.